Hi and welcome back. Okay, so the final chapter in this educational type video is going to be about portion sizes and what to do whenever you can't find something that has no ingredients in it that you can have. There are some salad dressings out there that have nothing but sugar in it. Even though it says sugar-free, it has maltodextrin in it. We're going to go ahead and work on how to make salad dressings as this first ingredient making video. Have you ever had that feeling where you can't get enough food? That you can eat and eat and eat and never feel full? I'm going to go ahead and educate you on why that is true. Whenever there is food involved in your body, two hormones get set off. And I'm going to hope that I pronounce these correctly. The first one that your stomach produces whenever you're hungry or whenever it wants food is called ghrelin. G-H-R, I'm going to get my handy dandy Google on my phone. Ghrelin, G-H-R-E-L-I-N. Okay, the definition is this hormone is made in your stomach when it signals your brain that you're hungry. Now, it's not that you have an overproduction of the ghrelin. It's you have a overproduction of the next hormone called leptin. L-E-P-T-I-N. And they've tried to simulate this in laboratories, and nothing's working so far. You can't get it in pill form. You can't get an injection. They are working on it because just like with insulin, if you overeat, okay, the leptin becomes, you form a leptin tolerance just like you form insulin tolerance. And if you are leptin intolerant and you have an overabundance, your body's not going to recognize you as being full. In order to be able to combat that leptin tolerance as well as your insulin tolerance, to be able to get both of those hormones down, we count on portion sizes. We have to get our food intake down, get as much of the nutrients that we can out of the food that we do eat to nurture the body, but eat less of it to be able to get your leptin hormones under control so you can actually feel full. You ever go to McDonald's and get yourself a Happy Meal? I've done it a few times. If you think about it, portion sizes wise, a Happy Meal is an adult size meal. It always has been. They may add a few more extra French fries to it, but a quarter pounder or a quarter pounder with cheese is an adult size serving. So what are they doing with everything else? They're overfeeding you. And then you become hungrier and hungrier and hungrier and hungrier. Have you ever gone to Chipotle and got one of those big burritos? That burrito is enough for 4 people. Easily. But you sit there and you scarf down the whole thing. Restaurants have noticed that the more money that they can make more money off of you if you eat more. And if you eat more, you become diabetic more. Therefore, the doctors put you on medication, which helps the pharmacy industry, which in turn makes money off of your illness and any insurance that you have. Your insurance goes up, therefore you pay more, and you die early to where you cannot collect on Social Security for the rest of your life. Some people are actually dying before they can collect Social Security, before they hit retirement age, before they can even get Medicare. Our food system is broken. Are you angry yet? I know I am. Okay, so going to the store, I did pick up a package of the pork steaks. They're like pork chops without the bone. This is a 1 pound total packet, and there are 4 pieces, which means each piece is about a quarter of a pound. Each one of these is a serving size. People are out there buying pound steaks and splitting it in 2, thinking they can't eat the whole thing. That's twice as much protein as you need, and it can damage your kidneys if you have too much protein at an early age. The older that you get, the more protein you do need, because you're losing muscle mass and bone density, and your organs and everything else is starting to break down, so you need the protein to try to keep it back up. But each one of these is a normal serving size. We're even overeating at home. So what does that mean? Rule of thumb. Look at your hand. Okay. Make a fist. This right here is the size of your stomach. This is how much food that you should be eating on a meal. That's it. All right. One of those pork steaks is going to take a good portion of this. Add your vegetables. Now, a serving size of protein should be the palm of your hand. A serving size of non-starchy vegetables should be the size of your hand. Now, for breads and grains, if you eat normally, should be also the size of your palm. Like a half a piece of bread. White bread if you can. For anybody who's gluten-free, palm of your hand. That's about the size of a chaffle if you're on this diet. So what does a portion size, regular size plate, how much are you supposed to be eating? And we're going to go ahead and discover that. Here I have a binder that I have been putting together for the past 10 years. It has about 50 recipes for salad dressings and other things. But today we're just going to go ahead and work on spice mixes. And then we're going to turn those spice mixes into, for today, either vinaigrette or a creamy salad dressing. You also make multiple of these spices to put in a jar and use them on meats and other vegetables to be able to season up your food. Okay, this is not a just salad dressing only video. You can use these spice blends that you see in the stores for anything you want, and you know what's in it. You don't have that anti-caking agent. You don't have any unknown oils or sugars that are in these. You know what is in these foods. I am going to go ahead and show you 2 basic recipes. Okay, and these are the basics. You can add to the base spice mix to make it individualized. First one's going to be a vinaigrette type of, I want to say Italian type of spice blend, but not necessarily Italian. We're not going to have oregano or anything in there. And then we're going to work on the creamy, okay, like the ranches and the blue cheeses, we're going to go ahead and work on those as well to be able to make bases. That way you're not making it one at a time all the time. I mean, me personally, if I want a salad, I don't want to have to sit there for 5 minutes and whisk up salad dressing to be able to put on the salad. Or if I need ranch dressing for, say, my cracked chicken, I want to be able to have that handy. You don't have to use the packets. You can make these things yourself. Now, I do have some basic herbs here. You can either use cilantro if you like cilantro, or parsley if you like parsley. I'm going to use parsley because cilantro still tastes a little bit funny to me, even though it's getting better. Cilantro I want to use in other spice mixes. We're just going to concentrate on the salad dressings today. Now, I did go and do my yearly herbal shopping. So I've got a year's worth of red pepper flake, basil, considering my garden has not produced basil in the past couple of years. Now, homegrown is better. If you can grow it and use it. Store-bought is better. It can be a really good substitute if you can't find it at a farmer's market. But just make sure it doesn't have anything added to it. If the ingredients just say that ingredient, you're good to go. For the Italian herb base, we are going to go ahead and use, we are going to make a large batch, so we're going to go ahead and up these the measurements that I have. Instead of a tablespoon, we're going to use a 1/4 cup. Remember, this is for multiple batches and multiple recipes throughout the year. So let's go ahead and do a 1/4 cup of basil. Let's not do that again. Quarter cup of parsley or cilantro. Now, onion powder and garlic powder. We're going to use a tablespoon each. Make sure it's powder, not salt. We're going to keep these out because we're going to use these for the creamy. Now you'll notice that I reuse these. I actually grow my own garlic and I make my own garlic powder. And since these are very, very fresh and very, very potent red chilies, we're going to use 1 teaspoon. That's a base. We're going to go ahead and chop this up and blend this all up and then put it in a jar. Now you notice I didn't add any salt or pepper to this. We're going to add salt and pepper to the actual dressing while it's made. And if you want to fill this up with Italian, you can. This is going to be our vinaigrette. Now, for the creamy, it's similar. Okay, same thing. We're going to add 1/4 cup of parsley, but instead of the basil, we're going to add dill. Okay, 1/4 cup of dill here. And these are suggestions. If you like dill, make it dill. If you like I said, cilantro, add cilantro. But these are basic portion sizes, ratios to each and every single one of them. Now, the same thing with onion powder and garlic powder. So we have 1 tablespoon each. And there is nothing preventing you from making a ranch vinaigrette. There is nothing preventing you from making a creamy Italian. These are just 2 basic bases. Okay, and again, 1 teaspoon red pepper flake. Blend it up and put it in the jar. Now, since they look similar to each other, you want to label these because you don't want to expect basil and get dill. Now that we have our bases done, okay, let's go ahead and put together some salad dressing. Whenever you make that fresh, it's easiest to use it that, within you making it. Within, say, a day of making it. But if not, you can refrigerate the salad dressing in the fridge for about a week. It should be able to last that long. Now, as you can see, I've got my handy dandy recipe book here. Okay, basic Italian herb dressing. Now we're going to go ahead and take the Italian, the vinegar, so we can make a vinaigrette. This is the pro tip. Never put your nose under something that has fresh crushed red pepper. You'll choke every time. Okay, to make a week's worth of Italian, just regular plain vinaigrette. We've got some olive oil. Today I'm using a red wine vinegar. You can use any vinegar that you want, even homemade will work. If you have apple cider vinegar on hand, that works as well. Salt and pepper and oregano. Now, where is it? Now, for a vinaigrette, it is 3 parts oil, 1 part water. So 3 parts oil, we're doing 1/4 cup. One, 2, 3. And then a 1/4 cup of your vinegar. Then you want to add 1 tablespoon of your base. Now the rest of the additive ingredients. I mean, you can just leave it like this and you'll have a decent Italian. But if you want a little bit of oregano, go ahead and put in a 1/2 teaspoon of oregano. And then salt and pepper to taste. Not everybody likes pepper. Not everybody can have pepper. Salt as well. Because if you're on a salt-restricted diet, this is the reason why I don't add it to the base. But I am not on a salt-restricted diet. And I like a little bit of pepper. And then all you need to do is shake. Okay, and then you have some Italian style dressing. This will last about a week if you eat salads every day. Now we're going to put that aside because I'm going to show you what to do with these as a dry rub. Let's go ahead and do a ranch style dressing. Okay, same thing with this. You're going to use a tablespoon of that. But instead of the oil and vinegar, we're going to be using buttermilk and mayonnaise. If you can't find buttermilk, you can make it. There's recipes on the internet. I don't particularly use buttermilk too much, so I just buy it whenever I can find it. But for this, it's going to be a 1/2 cup of each. 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, 1/2 cup of buttermilk. You notice that I'm doing this in jars instead of a bowl? It's because I'm going to put these in the refrigerator later. Now, my choice of mayonnaise at this time, until I can get the homemade right, is Duke's. Duke's does not have added sugar in it, even though the first ingredient is soybean oil. Not the best, but it is one of the better choices out there. Okay, now that we've measured out our mayonnaise, okay, 1 tablespoon of your mix. And then salt and pepper to taste. That's it. That's all you need for this one. You don't have to add pepper. I do a little bit. And there's that chili pepper that likes to waft everywhere. Woo! Again, lid and shake. And if you need to get a spoon in there and stir it, or some chopsticks. Chopsticks work better. See that on the lid? See how creamy it is? It's a little bit thinner than what you normally get in the store, only because they add thickeners to the one in the store, which are not good for you. So we have ranch dressing, ranch seasoning, and Italian dressing, Italian seasoning. Okay, so what about the other salad dressings? It's not just ranch and Italian. Here in America, it's just ranch and Italian. But there's other dressings out there. Excuse me, my nose is going completely insane right now. You have Greek salad dressing. You have French dressing mix, or French dressing. There is something called a chiffonade dressing. Caesar salad dressing, celery dressing, where you use celery seeds. A whole bunch of different... These two base recipes can be very easily modified to whatever your tastes are. Parmesan cheese dressing. What about blue cheese dressing? What do you use for blue cheese besides blue cheese? And you don't need to use blue cheese. You can use Parmesan, you can use Asiago, you can use any cheese that you want. You can even make blue cheese into a vinaigrette instead of a creamy, which is, for some people, very exciting. So we're going to go ahead and do the vinaigrette style portion. The creamy would be just the ranch dressing along with the mayonnaise and buttermilk, and you add blue cheese to it. That's it. That's basically all blue cheese is. But let's go ahead and do the blue cheese vinaigrette dressing. Now, one of the things that you can do, if you don't have any vinegar laying around, but you have a jar of olives or a jar of pepperoncinis, is use that. They're vinegar. They're vinegar based. You can have olive, the vinegar that's is pickling the olives. You can use that. That's out of the jar, or the pepperoncinis. And we're going to make this a pepperoncini style vinaigrette. You know how you get to the bottom of the jar of your pepperoncinis and you have all this liquid? Save the liquid. Now, you have your choice of blue cheese dressing or blue cheese brands. I just got the cheap. I'm not a big blue cheese person. Okay, so this is Boar's Head, and I got it in the wedge. The only reason why I got it in the wedge is because if you get it already crumbled up and into the plastic container, it costs more. You notice we're going to be making this into a bowl because we're going to have chunks. Okay, so what we're going to need, a tablespoon of this again, a tablespoon of your base, we're going to need some dried mustard, About a 1/4 teaspoon. So very little. Okay, and then salt and pepper to taste. About 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper and 1/8 teaspoon of salt, because the blue cheese is going to have taste salty on its own. So not much. And then again, we're going to be using 1/4 cup of vinegar. And then olive oil. You want to do 3 of these. Okay, we're going to whisk this up. Now here's where we add the more solid ingredients. We're going to do some blue cheese. About a 1/4 cup. So about that much. If you want to add other things, you can. I tend to like a little bit of capers and roasted red bell pepper with this. Adds a little bit more depth of flavor. You can add these to regular Italian. You can add these to anything. It's just extra flavoring. Just crumble that right in there. Don't forget to wash your hands. Now for the bell peppers, it's to taste. You can do a few strips and cut them up. Because the jarred red bell peppers are pretty strong. Say about a tablespoon, and you want to go right ahead and chop this up pretty good. One thing about making your own salad dressings is you can do anything. I mean, if you want to make a creamy dressing, but you have no mayonnaise, try almond butter or cashew butter, walnut butter. Peanut butter, I would go for more of an Asian style, because with peanut butter you can add a little bit of oil, a little bit of vinegar, but add some soy sauce and ginger along with it to make more of an Asian style salad dressing. This is going to be more of a Greek style blue cheese with the peppers and the capers. And about a tablespoon of the capers. Okay, after that is all nice and mixed up, and you don't have huge chunks, because at this point you're going to use the whisk to break up any of the larger blue cheese pieces that didn't break up small enough. And once you have everything done, you go ahead and put it in the jar to be saved in the refrigerator. blue cheese vinaigrette, Greek style. One thing about making your own as well, if you work in an office and you want to bring some of this with you, you can either bring the whole thing if you think somebody else would like to try it, or you can get a little jar, fill it up halfway, and then pour it over your pre-made salad mix. That took about 30 minutes, and that's 3 types of dressings, along with making the base mix and everything else like that. It's really quick and really easy. And like I said, you can customize this to any of your tastes. If you want to add marjoram or tarragon for a sweeter flavor, go for it. If you want to add, say, a little bit more cilantro or curry, there is a actual salad dressing that has curry in it. It's really to your tastes and what you want to do on a daily basis. You can make your salad dressing day by day, because I don't know about you, but if I want ranch today, I'm not going to want ranch tomorrow. If I am making French, I'm not going to be wanting French next week. So this is the easiest way to vary your food to your liking, because you can eat meat, you can eat vegetables. Okay, it's the seasonings and the spices that you add to it that are going to make it more palatable to you. Oh, you notice I'm not adding any garlic either. There's a reason for that. Alright, so you want to go ahead and take out your pork chop. Excuse me, pork center loin chops. They call these chops. It's a steak. Get out your meat. I don't care what it's called. Okay, see how thin it is? Okay, you basically want this to be that 1/2 inch thick cut. Now, there's people out there who say 1 inch is the best. 1 inch is too much, unless you're going to have it like this and have it as a 1 inch. Okay, if we fold this over, that's going to be 1 inch. But it's half like this. That's still 1 serving. If you take a look at it, it's still the palm of your hand for the 1 inch. Alright, let's go ahead and turn on our stove. Got our cast iron pan here along with the olive oil. About a tablespoon. Right, and while this is warming up, let's go ahead and take our meat. We're going to season both sides. Okay, so how I like to do this is just to, over the pan, nothing huge, nothing fancy, face down, and then on top. Alright, you notice I'm not adding any flour or any breadcrumbs. You can add this to breadcrumbs. You can add this to flour, pork rinds, if you want to make this into as a breaded chop. Okay, so everybody has their own preferred doneness of their meat. I like my pork a little bit done, so 3 minutes on each side, and then that's done. Okay, now that this is still warm, we're going to turn this down a little bit. We're going to add a little bit of butter. Remember, real butter is best. You're not buying that margarine, because we're not turkeys. Okay, and for my second non-starchy vegetable, I have some canned summer squash that I canned last year. Woo! Pan's still a little too hot. But with this, you can add some more of the Italian spices. Along with salt and pepper. And this 1 pint is good enough for 2 people. Because remember, that's 1 serving of non-starchy vegetables. And you can have as many of the vegetables as you can so long as you're counting your carbs. Then all we need to do is add a salad. Okay, I've got a spring mix here. I grew up eating iceberg lettuce like everybody else because it was versatile. You can use a salad, you can put it on sandwiches, you could do a whole bunch of stuff with it. These days, everybody's more into nutrition. The darker the leaves, the better. Okay, and to make it interesting, I'm going to slice up a tomato. Now, one thing about Roma tomatoes is you can get them pretty small. Because a regular tomato, the Roma tomatoes have less juice in them. So it's more of a sauce tomato. But it's also a good eating tomato because it doesn't have so much juice in it. It doesn't have so many sugars. But they're all also concentrated in the tomato, so you do need to watch your portion sizes. Now, this whole tomato is about a serving size, about 3 carbs. The bigger the tomato, the more carbs, which I'm hoping that everybody understands. These days you have no idea. I am using half of this tomato, slicing it in slices. This gets put away for later. Then you have your dressing. Go ahead and shake it up a little bit. Okay, and you just want to go ahead and spoon it on. About 2 spoonfuls would be plenty, and that's a lot of salad dressing with blue cheese on it. Okay, here we have 1 serving of protein, about the size of your fist, or of your palm. Okay, and in between the vegetables, you've got a palmful of a serving of vegetables, and then another serving of non-starchy vegetables. If you want to add a chaffle, you can. But this is plenty of food. I mean, look at all this food. This is a one meal, 1 dinner, or lunch, or even breakfast. Because breakfast, there's no rules with any type of meal that you eat. Can you imagine having this for breakfast? If your stomach could handle it that early in the morning. Now that we know what to eat, how much to eat, and what you should be doing while you're not eating, what we're going to do is next week we're going to concentrate on other ingredients. Most commonly ketchup, mustard, and by the way, the soy sauce is ready. I'm very excited about that one. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.